In this video, guys, I want to give an overview, background, and the current products out for what SolidWorks simulation entails. You might be wondering what operating system SolidWorks simulation uses, what are its origins, how did it start, where we are at today with the different offerings and features they offer with SolidWorks simulation. So with that said, let's get started. But before that, I wanted to give you a free link to the guide of SolidWorks simulation in the description. Check out your free SolidWorks FEA guide on me. And if you're not a Patreon member, you're missing out. Exclusive simulation content and SolidWorks content only for Patreon members. With that said, let's get started. So, what is SolidWorks simulation exactly? Well, it's simply just an analysis tool that operates and calculates based on FEA, or finite element analysis. As you know already, finite element analysis, you're basically breaking up the part or assembly into small little squares, basically called the mesh nodes and elements. You break it up into tiny elements. It calculates the stresses at each little element based on these complex partial differential equations, and the whole thing calculates for the entire part based on the reactions at every little node and element, and you get a simulated result. That's what FEA is. We'll do another video diving into what FEA is, but that's what simulation is based on: generating mesh first, then running the analysis of the elements. So this software was propelled into the mainstream based on FEA. It was acquired by Dassault Systems, this company SRAC, who originally owned this simulation software. It was acquired by Dassault Systems in 2001, which we all know Dassault Systems is a massive company at this point, big conglomerate that owns several products, including SolidWorks. And then this Cosmos Works was officially renamed to SolidWorks Simulation, as we all know it now, in 2009. So that's kind of the origins behind SolidWorks simulation software. And it's specifically built for Windows operating system. That's why it was so easy to blend it with SolidWorks in the beginning, this SRAC company, because they both operated not on Linux, but with Windows. So if you know Windows, then you will have a very good experience with SolidWorks simulation. So now let's take a look at the current offerings of SolidWorks simulation, because there's many different feature sets. Well, as basic bare bones as it gets, we have SolidWorks Simulation Express, which is just static analysis of parts only, not assemblies. So if you're a beginner, you might want to start with that. You know, if you're a hobbyist or a student, beginner. SolidWorks Simulation is the static analysis of parts, and you get static analysis of assemblies as well. So those are the two starting tier packages of simulation. You still get FEA, all that, just static analysis. Now, as you climb up the feature set ladder, you have, with SolidWorks Simulation Standard, you get both, sorry, this should say static. You get static and fatigue analysis of both parts and assemblies. So instead of just static, you get fatigue analysis as well, but just for the static load types of parts and assemblies. There's other fatigue load types that involve dynamic. You don't get that with standard. With Simulation Pro, you get static, thermal, buckling, frequency, drop test, optimization, and fatigue analysis of parts and assemblies. So there's quite a jump from standard to professional. This, you're getting into the more advanced types of simulations that you can do, thermal, heat transfer and all that. frequency drop test. If you're a small business, you may want to buy this suite to have access to all of these simulation tools. And with premium, very complex simulation tool, you get all the features in Pro with nonlinear materials. You know, if you have like wood or a certain plastic that's a nonlinear, plus dynamic analysis. So when objects are moving, things like that, not static analysis. So if you're a small business or even a large company, you might want to consider professional and premium to get access to all those tools. Nonlinear and dynamic is the highest feature set that they currently offer. Very exciting stuff with SolidWorks simulation. That's going to do it for this video, guys. In my channel, we cover more of the basic static analysis, some fatigue and others, some heat transfer, but we stick to the basics because you got to learn the fundamentals. And speaking of fundamentals, I have a free checklist for basic SolidWorks FEA in the description. It's yours for free. Check it out. Join my Patreon for exclusive full-length SolidWorks simulation videos. I have courses up on my website that are live. Go check them out as well. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it. We'll see you next time.